Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Black Heel podcast, where Mike and I are going to be talking about the latest two trailers that have come out last week. One for Wonder Man, and the other one being the most recent teaser trailer for Doomsday with Thor. And then moving on to talking about Batman Aztec, Conqueror of no, Clash of Colonies, Clash of.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Uh, You know what? Anyway, I'll look that up real quick. That's an easy thing. Just because Clash of Empires, that's what it is. Um,
Clash of Empires.
so
All
let
right.
us move on to talking about the Thor one first.
All right. Um, I thought that was a really awesome trailer, signifying it signified the threat of it that Thor, a god, has to pray to give him the strength. Um, I don't really remember him ever feeling that vulnerable in any of his other movies where he's legitimately saying a prayer. Um, I
No, I
thought that
agree.
was I thought that was wild, and like I said, just it signified how desperate he truly feels if he's sinking, resorting to that. Um,
No, I definitely agree with you. I think the other big piece too is the fact of, I think it's a combination of a few things. Like Endgame made him realize that he isn't enough. You
hmm
know what I'm saying?
Oh
And then
yeah,
obviously Love and Thunder, he tried to bounce back. And I would say, I would argue that at least to a little bit he did. But the other thing I noticed too, and I don't know if you noticed this, is he shaved his head again. Because
it
in
was short.
Thor,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
short.
and well, that's what I mean. Because in Love and Thunder, he had the long hair.
Yeah, he can't make up his hairdo, man.
Well, no, I'm only saying that because I'm actually thinking that this
Might have
might
been
not
from
be.
Endgame.
Yeah,
I didn't think of it until you started saying it, but yeah, no, because I did notice that he had the haircut, and it didn't really click in my head because I was like, okay, he's been going back and forth for a little while now. Um, but now that you're saying that and how remembering that this is supposed to be a direct sequel to Endgame, supposedly that might it might make sense, you know.
well, it might be just a scene that's being shown in Endgame before. You know what I mean? To like
Well, no, in Endgame he had the long hair. In
Infinity War. I'm
Infinity
sorry.
War. Yeah,
You're
because
correct. Sorry.
Ragnarok he got it shaved. Infinity
Yes,
War he had it short.
you're right.
Endgame
You're
and Love and Thunder he had long.
Yeah, but we also don't know what's happening because if you notice too, we're going back in time. It looks like,
hmm
at least partially. So it could still be Infinity War. Um, it's just I'm curious to see what happens there, just because I don't know. I have a feeling that the people we are seeing are part of Doom's army.
You're still in the thought process that this isn't like uh our
That is
heroes.
that is where I am going for right now. Still, I I'm only and again nothing's confirmed this whatsoever. Obviously,
It's just your own
I
hunch.
it's my own hunch just because they emphasize the baby, which is a huge piece there for. Let me rephrase it. I'm talking about Steve Rogers first.
For Captain America. Yep.
Um, well, I'm saying Steve Rogers because they don't call him Captain America in the
Yeah.
trailer, which I find to also be important. But anyway, so the idea is just him, having something that could corrupt him in the weirdest way possible. You know what I'm saying? And what I
hmm
mean by that is like he'll do anything for that child.
Yeah. Absolutely. It makes
Um,
sense.
and then with Thor, originally, and I told you this, that the thought was, oh, he's gathering all the children and everything else. And although that still might be true, it just it was a little odd for me um, to see him with the cut hair and everything else without thinking that this was like a past Thor. Or,
Yeah.
an alternate version, I guess the best way to phrase it, because that's how we have to look at it. But like the idea is he goes towards the he goes towards, and I'm curious about where that was because that could have been right before he gets fat. You know what I mean? Like after they lose to Thanos,
Yeah,
where Thor's at his weakest and most vulnerable, and he's like, "Come, and I will make sure this never happens again." And he sees Tony's face, and he's like, "Okay."
that could be. I mean, the only I don't know if he would. I mean, because I don't really remember. I don't really remember too much on what his thought process was with with Tony Stark and Captain America or Steve Rogers with the two ideas of who was right and who was wrong. I don't think he really chose. He didn't really choose a side because he was off with Ragnarok, and when he came back, then he
Yeah, he
started moping
never.
and
No,
whatnot.
no, he never was. So at least in the MCU,
Yeah,
he is never. He didn't even. In fact, to my knowledge, I don't even think he knew there was a fight
I don't think
because
he
by
did.
the
Yeah,
time he comes back, they'd already teamed up again.
they were teaming up, but then they lost, and then that's when he probably realized that there was a fight because that's when
I
Steve Rogers and Iron Man started butting heads because when he came back and he was in the debriefing room about what was going on, he
mhm.
let rip on Tony, let it Steve have it about how
No, I do remember that, but I was also thinking like I don't. It's going to sound very weird to say, but although Thor was there, he was
he
not
wasn't
there.
not there. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like meaning like he was there but not there. Like he was very clearly like not there.
hmm that's also true. Like it's all dependent on his mentality at that point.
No,
The
you're right, but I
mentality's all
think
up and down, of course.
I will say this: at least in through the entire span of time that we've seen Thor, that would be the only time where our Thor would have been corrupted.
Yeah, I don't know. That's fair.
Um,
Um,
and, and supposedly the next, actually the trade. Well, it technically already happened, but we haven't
it's
seen it.
technically I haven't heard anything about it. I've
It's
heard the
supposed
only
to be
thing
an X Men one.
that's the only thing I heard when this trailer came out. I heard that the rumor was for this
It's
one was an X Men.
Cyclops,
Yeah,
specifically
Cyclops.
Cyclops.
It was Cyclops, and I think they had mentioned a few other X Men, but I don't remember who they were.
And again, I'm not saying you're wrong in any way. I've just been told like the main focus of that
Its main
trailer
focus is
was
Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Yeah,
Granted, I have not seen it myself. Obviously, it won't come out until probably
I,
Tuesday. I think it's been coming out Tuesday or Monday. I forget.
I think it's Monday. I'll just because did I send it to you the newest trailer?
The Thor one?
Yeah.
No, I saw it myself.
No, you saw it yourself. All right. Is I know I sent you
But
the
I
Aquaman
can't. But
trailer.
I can't remember when I saw it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Maybe it was Tuesday. I don't know. I can't. I am not confident in the answer. I'll say that.
I can see if I can
I
find
mean,
it real
either way,
quick.
what we can say for sure is it's out this weekend for sure. The idea is we are not seeing it because we're not going to see Avatar again. If you've seen it at all,
I haven't
um,
seen it. I haven't.
no, no, no. But you get my point I'm making. Like, even if you did go to see it, you would have only seen it once. You wouldn't have seen it once a week for the last 4 weeks just to see the new trailers.
Well, yeah. Um,
That's more of what I'm getting
I
at.
mean, you never know if the movie's good enough. People will go see it. Look at what happened with all these
But
past movies.
I don't know, 4 times that in the same like 4 weekends in a row though. I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not saying don't see it again. I'm stating that I can't imagine most people like watching it 4 times.
I'm not saying most people. I'm saying like I mean so I'm gonna say when it was Infinity War, Endgame, and the
Mhm.
first Avatar movie, people would go multiple weekends in a row to see those movies if they were good enough. Like
I
those
mean,
movies were big deals. I
and I
mean,
get that.
we have a friend who went to go see The Dark Knight Rises in theaters 5 times. I mean, the movies aren't going to be in theaters for 3 months. They're only in theaters for a month.
No, I know, but I think for me, and maybe
I
I
understand you will not do that.
no, that is fair. I think for me, right, and hear me out. And I think it's just because, like in my mind, because I know some people who have done this, which I think is even dumber than going to see the movie 4 times, was paying for 4 tickets just to see the trailers.
That is stupid.
Well, no,
That's just a
no,
waste. That's just a waste of money.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but you get my point. Where it's like, so,
Yep.
like I will say this: I get somebody wanting to see it a lot, and I do understand that piece, but I think it's weird that their marketing ploy was to have 4 different trailers,
in front of the
4 different
same movie.
weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just
Yeah.
me.
No,
Like
no,
if
no.
you
I,
were getting,
I I thought that movie. I thought that was an interesting move. I definitely agree with you. Especially with the way things are in today's world, people aren't going to be spending money to go see a trailer, to go see a movie, let alone 4 weeks in a row.
well, that's more of
um,
what I'm getting at, right? So it's like that's just a me thing. But that being said, I am happy with the teaser trailers we've gotten so far.
so from what I've seen, the two teaser trailers have come out. Or the last teaser trailer, I should say, has come out on December 30th, which is a Tuesday. So
Okay, so
that
maybe
seems
it
to
is
be,
Tuesday.
if that is the trend, then
Yeah, I believe that was well. I think the first. Yeah, I think the first one was the same thing because I just wasn't expecting it to come out. You know what I'm saying at that point, and I
yeah.
don't think I paid attention to exactly when it came out.
I think
Um,
I think the first one came
it
out
was Wednesday
on no,
or
I think it came
Thursday.
out on Monday because I was still in the hospital when it came out.
Maybe it was the end, like late Monday. I don't know. I'm not just. I get your point. I think I didn't notice it until like a Tuesday. But the Thor one, if it came out on Tuesday, then perfect. But who knows? I
I mean,
do
that was
like the.
at that point that Steve Rogers one was a few weeks ago. So I mean,
No, it's
I
too
don't.
hard to tell.
Yeah,
It's too hard to tell. But I do have to say too, the other piece too is I also like that when the trailer, like when the teaser trailer comes out, it's like the new date.
yeah.
I do like that. But anyway, let us move on to the next one, which was Wonder Man, which a lot of things were introduced in Wonder Man this time around that I was very happy to see.
They showcased a lot of his powers. Um,
Yes.
and I mean, they also, which is a funny thing to say, is that they didn't really show it that he realized that he had powers in a lot of those scenes. You know, like obviously
It
the eye change in the background, his powers were affecting the environment. Um,
yeah.
the
I
only thing
have
that would have been like that he would have noticed, which they didn't really show his reaction, was
no, they just
destroying the
show
table.
correct. Correct.
Um,
That was the big one for me where I was like, well, he could have at least ignored the rest of it
yeah,
pretty obviously, meaning like because he's so focused on something else and everything was so minor, it wasn't a big thing.
I don't know about the background thing being minor, but I'll give it to you.
No, but you get what I'm saying. Like it's more
Yeah,
the fact of like he's so hyper focused on
he's so focused on his path that he's not going to notice what's going on behind him, and
correct,
even if he
especially when
does,
it,
he's not going to
it
think it's him doing it.
well, my other thing too was the fact of like even if he did see it, he would have thought it was something else. Like he never would have thought it was him. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? However, the table thing is going to be hard to sell that he didn't see that,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
But they also didn't show him react to it, like you said, which is huge.
Hmm. I love
I love
Trevor.
Trevor. And
He's just he's great.
so my favorite thing so far is just so you have super. Are you going to use your super speed? And he's like, we're going to use my car. He goes, does that mean you do or do not have super
That
speed?
does not confirm if you have super speed or not.
He's like, but do you or do you not have super speed? And I just love that because it's like it's so stupid,
It's the
but
perfect
also
comedy for a backup side stupid character.
but at the same time, you would, if you found out somebody had powers, you would not, especially if you didn't know that before. Like, what else can you do?
Just give him a bunch of random questions like, "Can you do this? Can you do that?"
Yeah.
Yep. No,
I al-
absolutely.
I also like that Trevor was speaking to damage control. Now, do you know that this is the second time damage control has been in the movies? Do you know the first one?
I saw it and I did see it. I just am blanking on when it was, and I thought I saw some, unless it was in a TV show. This because they were in the MCU twice before this.
Oh, I think they were in the TV show, and I haven't seen that yet.
Um, let me. Okay, what was the movie? Because I'm like I said, I'm blanking.
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yep. Okay. That's yep.
Because it was the damage control cleaning. They were literally. I can't even consider them a side character at that point. They were literally just an organization where the Vulture decided to take all the stuff from them and then make his own equipment.
Yes. Yep. Uh, let me see if I can. find where damage control showed up. Um, keep going.
So yeah, it's what was I gonna say? It was definitely one of those things where it was nice to see like a kind of like the connection of the world in general, which I do like in all of this. And the other piece too was just the fact of them really heavily focusing on like showing, how do I phrase this, like showcasing his powers, but also showcasing that he wants to be a star, and like he's trying his best to do so, and it's not going well.
So yep. Oh,
Oh,
they showed up in Homecoming and they showed up in She-Hulk.
apparently they're in more than I thought.
Really?
So they're mentioned in Iron Man.
Okay.
They're in Spider-Man: Homecoming and
Yep.
Spider-Man: No Way Home.
I don't remember them in No Way Home. I remember them in Homecoming clearly,
No,
but
no, that's for sure.
I don't
So
remember them in No Way Home.
for TV, they were mentioned in Agents of Shield. They were never actually seen. They
Okay.
were in Miss Marvel.
I don't remember that.
They were in She-Hulk.
I
They
do
were
remember
supposed
that.
to be in Secret Invasion, but it was in a deleted scene, so it doesn't count.
Okay.
And obviously, they're going to be in Wonder Man. And then, interesting. Oh, the comics for the MCU. Sorry, there's comics for the MCU. And so I'm not going to count them, but they're Iron Man. They're in Iron Man the comic, like in between 1 and 2, supposedly.
Mm.
They're in Captain Marvel's Prelude, which is before Captain Marvel becomes Captain Marvel, and then they're also in Far From Home, the Prelude as well.
I mean, it does make sense for the Spider-Man movies because of the situation with what they found themselves in. Uh, like I
Yes,
said, I don't remember them in No Way Home. I
I'm
don't
looking it
remember
up
them in
myself
Miss
because
Marvel.
it's not ringing a bell to me on that.
Um, I do remember them in She-Hulk because I believe they were the ones they were in when Abomination was on trial for good behavior. They were
Yes,
in they were the ones being.
they were the ones that arrested Peter Parker.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm like
Okay.
that. I feel like I know where they were in No Way Home. They were literally in the beginning when he got arrested, like before Matt comes in.
Yeah. Okay.
That bothered me way more than it should have because I was like, oh,
I,
arresting She-Hulk, yep. And they were the ones ambushing, trying to take down Miss Marvel. Remember in Miss
were they?
Marvel the group that was trying to
Yeah.
stop her,
Yeah.
damage control.
Oh. Oh. Interesting. Okay.
So I'm talking about the when they get to the school
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're surrounded by the what we assume was Shield, I think,
Yeah.
myself included.
Yeah.
No, it was damage control.
Until this very second.
Until right now, reading it, until this very moment, yes.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, they could have said it during the show, but obviously it's been a couple. It's been a couple years now, so we don't remember.
yeah.
Um, I thought it was
Ooh.
Shield, but okay.
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. So the just this doesn't change anything really. So I'm going to talk about the deleted scene that was supposed to be in Secret Invasion with damage control.
Okay.
It was technically not damage control itself. What was it going to do was it was going to show one of the scrolls breaking into damage control to steal the DNA of specific villains,
Oh.
um, to add to the serum or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm
Why
talking
would that
about,
be
though.
a deleted scene? That would add so much more to the story that was already.
Mike, I think they gave up on that. I don't know what to tell you. And that was
They
also the
clearly
first.
gave up
That
on
was also
it.
the first series that they had where the opening was AI, which
Yep.
also had backlash,
That had a lot of backlash. That whole show had backlash.
especially with Maria dying in the first episode or second episode
Yeah.
for no reason. It felt like.
The whole show felt like no reason, to be honest.
Well, it
I mean,
was
that's
even
so.
worse. it was even worse with the Marvels after, because everything Nick Fury like built himself up for was like completely knocked away in the Marvels.
Yep. 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 Forgot about that. That's for sure.
Because the Marvels were good, and
The
he was
Marvels
good
was
in
really
it,
good.
and he was good in it. But like that was literally the direct sequel of Secret Invasion.
Anyways, back to Wonder Man before we go on a tangent.
Well, it's all related. So damage control is going to be involved. Damage control, for those of you who don't know, is basically a government agency that goes in and literally cleans up damage. It's the dumbest like concept in the sense of like the name, but they're literally there to figure out threats, try to stop them from happening. But their big thing is also collecting all the stuff that was destroyed by super being fights and everything else, and try to better understand them so they can be more prepared for the future for another attack. And apparently they're gonna be the bad guys question mark of the show. I mean, at the very least, they're gonna be the beginning antagonist, I will say.
Yeah.
I can't say they're the main antagonist just because I feel like there's got to be a specific person or being that is going to be the main antagonist. But for right now, it's damage control, which is interesting in and of itself. Curious to see where that goes in general, and also could this also lead into potentially Daredevil season 2? I know it's on the opposite side of the country, but
I mean, if they're a global, global organization,
I don't know if they're global. I think they're only
national.
American.
Yeah,
But just like most Americans, they're gonna invade other countries and steal stuff. So just like most U.S. governments. So the big idea is like that wouldn't be that shocking.
They think they have jurisdiction everywhere, even though they don't necessarily have.
Especially if their heroes are there and stuff like that. But yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then we got to see the director full on this time, so you definitely can recognize him from.
I mean, Superman. We saw him full on the last trailer. I just forgot.
I know, but I feel like we got more of him. I will say, definitely at the very least.
We saw more of him.
That's really it. Trying to think of. I also just love the trailer itself too, because it's.
It was a good trailer. Very good trailer.
It was a decent trailer, and then it like starts off with like a trailer of like an actor trying to be an actor. You know what I mean? And then it quickly turns into the Marvel-esque of it all. And I think they did such a great job with it. And Trevor's just awesome. I mean, it's just like, now remember, like we got both of us have this, have a lot riding on this, so don't screw it up. Why would you say that? That's true.
And then they open the door, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And Trevor just really, what did I just say? It was a good trailer. It gave us a little taste of what to expect out of this. They didn't show too much. We still don't have we still don't see the villain. It's all been focused on him trying to get this hyping himself up for the role.
This is very much like WandaVision, where we were. No, let me rephrase that. It's not in the trailers. That was in the show itself. Sorry. In the show itself, like they hinted at who it was going to be, meaning like Sword. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This one, they're hinting that it's damage control, but I feel like there's got to be somebody in charge of damage control that he faces. Which, you know what it could be? It still could be his brother as the head of damage control.
I mean, at the end of the day, too, yes, definitely. But I mean, at the end of the day, just because damage control, we saw them, and just because they're in it, doesn't mean anything. They're just going to be showing up. They see him as a threat, and they could be, surveilling him and kind of doing like what they did with, Jimmy Woo was doing in Ant-Man, and just constantly there, like, oh, I'm going to get you, but never actually finds.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Yes. No, I mean, very well could be too. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I'm very curious to see what happens. I will say I don't think we're going to be seeing the Grim Reaper. We'll most likely see his brother, but I don't think we will see the Grim Reaper. And I know they're the same character, but the idea is I don't think he will be. Yeah, he will not be the Grim Reaper in this. But yeah, I'm just very curious about it in general because it looks really good. It was really interesting this time because we got to see more action. Which was good. We also got to see his powers, which look really good. I mean, obviously the table thing looked a little wonky, but it's also slow mo, so it's like it's supposed to look weird. You know what I'm saying? That's the only, and that's a minor thing because also it was literally they like still framed it, so we don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Anything
Mhm.
else about it? But the idea was to show his strength, which it very much well did.
Yeah. No, I mean, like you said, showcase his powers, give us a taste of what to be expected, while at the same time not telling us what's going on with the show. I mean,
Yep,
all of this could happen in a span, as we've seen recently with everything that's been happening in the trailers lately.
this
Has
could be
been
all
at the
episode one.
beginning, yeah, has all been happening in the first couple of episodes of the shows and
Do we
movies.
know if it's a 3 episode premiere?
I
I'm gonna
don't
look.
know actually.
I don't
Um,
think they. I wonder if it's a 1 episode premiere. I'm not going to lie to you. I will be surprised. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way whatsoever.
I mean, I don't even know how many episodes this is.
I think it's 8. I think
Is it
that
eight?
was actually announced.
Um, but no, I mean it. You know, I mean, Marvel tends to do 2 episode premiere.
Yeah, sorry, you're right. You're right. But I mean, but you get what I'm saying. It's just like I don't remember.
They don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember what they said. I don't remember seeing it. So
No. No, that's stupid. No.
you gonna share with the class or keep complaining?
No, I'm going to make you think about this. All all 8 episodes are premiering on the 27th is what I'm being told.
Oh, that's
That
dumb.
cannot be right.
That's dumb.
No, I don't want that.
Uh,
That's so depressing. Marvel Wonder Man series premieres all 8 episodes on January 27th, 2026, and they'll all be dropping at 6 p.m. That's also a weird one for me. Oh, 6 p.m. Sorry,
Pacific time.
Pacific time, so it's
Yeah.
actually
Okay.
9 o'clock.
So 9 o'clock for us. Yeah.
So no, so that's normal, but still, that's so.
Yeah. That's kind of disappointing. But
That is very disappointing. So we're gonna try to watch all 8 of those episodes for that, but that's gonna be tough.
I mean, at least when is it? Is it the 27th?
Yeah, is that a Wednesday?
That's a Tuesday. So we should be
Okay.
able to do that.
To be honest with you, Mike,
Especially, I think I saw that the episodes are 25-ish minutes. So if that's the case, it's not that big of a deal.
I mean, you're probably right. I mean, I don't think I know that for a fact.
I think
'Cause I don't-
because I was
I
looking
don't
it
have
up
the
as
date.
well.
I mean, I don't have the dates.
Yeah.
I don't have the list of like how long each episode is. They're also not giving the names of the episode either yet, which is not that atypical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait on that. That's a little bit disappointing for me, to be honest with you. So because that would have been 8 weeks of stuff, and I would have been okay with that, or at least
Yeah.
7. But that's a little
All
bit of a
right.
downer.
So the quick overview of the show, like you said, 8 episodes, all will drop at once.
Yep.
The 27th on Disney Plus. Episode length, runtimes are short, similar to a sitcom, ranging from the 20s to the mid 30s. So,
Okay, so actually very similar to WandaVision.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm
as much as it sucks, we will get it all done in 1 week.
No, we will be, but it's just a little disappointing.
Yeah.
So you ready to move on to Batman Aztec,
Yeah.
Clash of Empires?
Yeah. Let's I
I
want to
was
hear
not
your
prepared
thoughts
for
on
this.
this.
So I didn't know this existed. So actually, to be honest with you, what I thought you were trying to have me watch was Ninja Batman.
I
Because
thought about
that's
that.
so I'm okay with watching that. I'm actually, to be fair, I was okay with watching either of them. It does not matter. What I'm getting at is I've never heard of this one before, so I didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you. So I had to take the big thing for me was I had to take out like who is who in real Gotham
Yeah.
to like not
Yeah.
to not like get all messed up and everything else. Like I knew like the main like there were a couple of characters that threw me for a loop that I didn't know who they were going to become. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but what was I going to say? Like the big one for me was like Poison Ivy threw me off for a second because it was obviously Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
There was no question about it.
That was the only
However,
one that was blatantly obvious.
from the beginning. From the
Yeah.
beginning. I didn't even know who Batman was yet Realistically, I'm like, I don't know which one's Batman. Is it going to be the dad or is it going to be the son? I would assume it's the son, but who knows? It could be the dad. I don't know, right? So
Yep.
I'm just like, oh, and so I'm like going, and then anyway, so we're going through all that. The Poison Ivy was the most obvious, and she's like a witch doctor, which I mean makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah.
There was a couple of other characters that I really were trying to. I'll say this: there were only 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on, let me make sure of this. Two Face, Catwoman, Batman. I'm calling him Alfred. I don't care.
He was Alfred.
No,
Absolutely.
no, I know, but you get what I'm saying. Like he's Alfred. Joker,
Yep.
and then because of that, right? It was just those 5.
So I looked it up after, and there was technically outside of the ending scene, outside
All
of
right.
Penguin, there was a 6th character. The Cortez's Two Faces right hand man was supposed to be another character. I was going to ask you if you knew who it was. Like I said, I had to look it up.
So my only thought process would have been Deathstroke. But I don't.
Supposedly,
Or
it
Ra's al
was
Ghul.
no, neither of those actually. I thought those two. This one makes sense too, but on the grand scheme
You would
of
have
things,
thought you would have agreed with me that
yes.
my first 2 would have been the first 2 you think of.
Apparently, it was Azrael.
Oh, it does make sense. It does
Yeah,
make sense. It
it
does
makes
make sense.
sense. Like I said, the
I
other
don't
two
like
would
it,
have
but
thought.
I get it. I get it. No,
Yeah.
so the reason why I bring that up is because there were a couple other characters who were dressed up that made me think they were a character,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm like, well,
The
who's the guy in the cheetah?
the royal guard. Yeah.
Yes, and I was like, I'm literally going, he's somebody, he's somebody, he's somebody, and then I'm going through the list on the credits, and it's just head soldier. I was like, that's it, because like everyone
Yep.
else was like so and so, aka Catwoman. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, oh, that's ridiculous.
Yep.
So anyway, so back to the thing. I do like that it's Alfred that trains him, which I thought was really cool. I mean, it also makes sense too that he's part of a royal family, which would give him the status of what we would expect of Batman,
Yep.
right? Or Bruce Wayne. Trained to be in peak physical condition, right? And just it was a great. I like how he combined the Aztec weapons with the colonizers' weapons as well.
With the Spanish tech, quote unquote tech.
Cuban, or Colombian.
Well, no, they're Spaniards.
Yes, but they specifically came from Cuba. Cuba.
Oh, yes, they came from Spain to Cuba, and then from Cuba they're going to they're. It's not the Empire of Cuba; it's the Empire of Spain.
No, you're correct. You're absolutely correct. So anyway, so it was. I liked it. I definitely liked it. I also like the evolution of him becoming Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little bit different than I was expecting. I also like that they considered him to be literally the god, which I also thought was interesting.
The Bat God, yeah.
I think it worked just because he's supposed to be. He's not supposed to be like when you're Batman. You're not You're not a person. You're a symbol.
You're a symbol.
And so, like in that time frame, being a god makes more sense.
Yep. I like that I like specifically his tribe didn't worship the sun god; they worshipped the night god, which was the bat.
Yeah, correct. Which I thought that was also very cool too.
Yeah, I like the little twists, like these small little twists that they put on it. The from the classic, they were able to make it the classic Batman while putting it into this native feel.
I do agree with you there, and I also like the addition of the other characters. Like Catwoman was an interesting one. Like we don't get to see much about her, like how she became how she did, but like the idea of her being the
I
Panther.
Yeah, I like that they just knew what she represented. Like they didn't
You didn't
really
have to.
just
Immediately, you knew who it was. Like there was
Well,
no.
no, we knew who it was. Yes, I know. I know that, but I like that when he meets Catwoman, he's like, "Oh, you're just a thief," and she's like, "I'm a thief for the poor," and it's like, okay, that's it. No, like back and forth or whatever.
No, I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, obviously, this Batman is different than Bruce Wayne, obviously. So
Yeah,
he's because at first, I mean, I'm gonna technically he was very much like Batman in the sense of this, at least the beginning of it, where originally wanted revenge and now is realizing he's not vengeance, he's justice.
yep, yep.
Which I also liked as well. I was not expecting Cortez to be Two Face. I don't know. I will tell you this. I kept trying to figure out who he was gonna be for way too long until he got scratched in the face and went, "Really, Two Face?" And then he became Two Face, and I was like, "Okay." I don't. I
So like,
didn't.
here's the thing. Like, I agree with you. Like while watching it, I'm like, okay, this. Who is this guy? And then when he got scratched, like I could see it because he had the two face where it's like when he's up front with the natives, he's very friendly, but then going behind their back, he's like,
No, it very much
whatever.
worked, but I didn't. I don't think I registered. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it was.
like I said, I didn't see it coming until it was there.
It made sense once we figured out who he was, obviously.
Yeah,
But like before that, it was like, who the heck is this guy?
yeah.
Which I find to be kind of cool. Um, but yeah, so just the the overcome with greed was a thing I wasn't expecting. I mean, that's a Spanish thing, to be honest with you, so it's not that shocking. However, it was just not what I was expecting from Two Face himself.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it wasn't the end of the world either.
I mean,
Um,
the thing is like it was meant to show his dual personality.
Correct.
It's the character coming into a different time period.
No, you're absolutely correct. And like I also like to, I was not expecting Joker.
Yeah.
He was, I don't know. You know what was funny? I'm watching it and I'm going, is he supposed to be like Raja? Like, is he going to be like? I went in like a million different directions. Joker was immediately the. In fact, actually, that's not true. The moment the God removed his mask, I went, "Is this going to be the Joker?" I go, "That doesn't make any sense." Like because I didn't see it right, and
Uh,
then it happened, and I went, "Oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. It's disgusting."
it's a very Red Hood origin for
No, it was very. No, you're absolutely correct, and that's exactly it. Um, yeah, the killing of his entire family threw me off too.
Yeah. Yep. So I was watching it with my with Steph and her one of her sisters, and they're kind of they were half paying attention because they were doing something else and it was on in the background for them, so they're like asking me questions, and when that happened with the Joker, like they it was after he killed them and was putting it was
He
crying
was
to the
putting the
skull,
ash. He was putting
and
the
they
ash.
like he started covering himself in white, and they're just like, wait, what is he doing? Why is he crying to a skull? I'm like, he just killed his parents and now his family, and now is rubbing their ashes on his skin, and they're like, ew. I'm like, that was that was that was pretty messed up. I'll be honest. Like that's a
Yeah, it definitely wasn't something I was expecting.
did not like as soon as it started, like I'm like, okay, he's killing his family right now. But then when like
Not
that
like
whole
that. I wouldn't.
I didn't
Here's the
expect
thing.
that after.
Agreed. Um, and then him killing the king or the emperor or whatever you call him. I think it's
King.
king.
Yep, King.
That was another thing, but also dressed as a colonial, which is also interesting too.
Uh-huh.
And then he at the end teams up with Two Face.
Yeah. Possibly.
Well, that's he's given the illusion that he's teaming up with Two Face. I don't think he's doing it obviously out of the goodness of his heart.
Uh-huh.
Obviously.
It's going to be his for his own fun and games.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. Yeah,
Um,
not nothing. I can honestly say there was nothing I was expecting. Like I don't think I was expecting anything, but I also had no expectations. As weird as that sounds,
yeah. No, I mean this for both
it
of
was
us
good.
was it was a ride.
I will say
So
this: the only thing that confuses me is, I mean, obviously the illusion is so shocker. Batman gets killed supposedly at the end of this. The reason why I say that is, although they all state he's died, the reason why I say possibly is because he looks like he's going to be resurrected by the night god.
Yep. It seems like he is going to be an actual. Oh my God, what's the word?
Avatar,
Thank you. Yes, Avatar. He will be an
which
Avatar
is
and will continue his mission.
which also makes sense too because Joker is an Avatar,
Yep.
which also beats the two
And
together.
I like that the entire movie they're hinting at like, oh, these two are destined to do it to fight to forever and whatever, and he's thinking it's supposed to be Two-Face this entire time, and then swerve at the end, it's Joker. I did really like that.
No, and in classic Batman style, you always have to have the Joker. I just wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
And so it ends with the ambiguity that Batman will rise again.
Mm-hmm.
But also we get what we're assuming, and I'm saying it this way because it is not 1,000% confirmed, but it's pretty damn sure it's Penguin, but the Death Doctor.
He's one of the medieval doctors or whatever,
Yeah.
potions and all that stuff. So
Because I was also thinking, this is going to sound weird too. I was also thinking of potentially Professor Pig, but obviously that the mask was way too bird-like and
yeah, because of the mask, like
no.
because of the
But
nose,
well, here's my issue, right? So that mask is what they would have worn. You
yes,
know what I mean? It is like accurate in the sense of timeline wise, and you're right. It doesn't fit the Professor Pig mantra, but the idea of what that represents is Professor Pig. If you understand what I mean,
yeah.
you get what I'm saying. I agree with you that the shortness and everything else makes me automatically assume penguin, and I believe he even had a penguin symbol on his chest, I believe, or like a medallion or something.
I think he had a bird symbol. I don't know if it was specifically a
Well,
penguin.
I will say this: I'm assuming
Mm-hmm.
it is a penguin for obvious reasons. But no, I thought it was interesting. It was definitely I definitely have to say I enjoyed it. But there's actually two Ninja Batmans. Um,
I saw the first Ninja Batman. I did not see the second one. Um, I'm
so
more than willing to watch both of them if you want to.
well, no,
And
I'm actually wanting to because I heard the second one was really good. I didn't. It's not that the first one was bad in any way. The first one was good, but from what I heard, like him facing the Justice League in that era apparently is like incredible. Plus, they introduced all of his sidekicks, including his son Damien.
in the second one,
Yeah,
oh
why
okay.
is he in the first one?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I don't
So
remember.
I shouldn't say they were introduced because I obviously haven't seen the first one, but I
Yeah,
mean we see his I guess you would say underlings, whatever you want to call them,
yeah.
proteges, who help fight the um, Justice League question mark, who are basically the Yakuza, which excuse me are bad guys.
Yes. So real quick, I just saw an image of the penguin, and he does not have any bird symbol or whatever on the costume. It's a cross. He has a cane that is a penguin.
That's what it is. Okay.
Let me see if I can. I will try my best to put it to the camera and let it focus.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
So I did see Penguin. I just didn't see it where I thought I did.
yeah, yep.
Okay. So I thought it was like a necklace or something. So it was literally his cane, which also will
That's.
turn into a
I was
weapon.
going to. I obviously I didn't say it, but I was going to say I thought I remember seeing a cane merge the two.
The fact that it's not an umbrella is blasphemy. Um,
It could be an umbrella.
I mean that's also true. We haven't seen the bottom. But yeah, I mean that's interesting. Also because it came out September of the last year. Never knew it existed, obviously,
I was
and
I kept forgetting to mention it to you to say, oh, we should watch it. Um,
well, we watched it.
we watched it. I mean, obviously, this could have gone on to our 2025 year in review. Um,
And no,
but
it could have. But I mean, I think for me, it was one of those things where it's like, it definitely was good. It definitely was decent. I like the story. It was a very unique take on Batman in general. I will not disagree on that whatsoever.
yeah,
I'm also now looking forward to watching Ninja Batman.
I remember liking the first one. Like I said, I didn't see the second one. I don't remember too much about it at this point.
From my knowledge, and I don't know if my information is accurate, I think the first one is more of him facing like his stereotypical villain, aka
Yeah,
Joker,
yeah.
and then the second one obviously is what you would have thought was like his villainy, like his villains come out, were actually just the Justice League who are villains. And I think Green Lantern in this is a woman.
Oh, okay. Hmm. We'll
Um,
find out.
yeah, I'm very curious on that front. But Damien is supposedly a samurai.
They're all samurais, or Batman is also a samurai. So I mean, it would. Well, no,
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 I
no.
know, but I meant
Sorry, he's a ninja. My bad. My
yes.
bad.
But Damien specifically is a samurai, which I find to be interesting because he's got the haircut and everything of a samurai. At
Yeah.
least from what I've seen in like the little bits I've seen. But
Okay.
yeah, so we'll watch the first one for next week.
All right. That sounds like a plan. Glad we got that sorted out nice and quick, unlike last week.
Yeah, last week was awful. All right,
I was expecting to do like a recording with you during the week, but I
it
didn't
didn't
have the
happen.
time. So,
No,
and I
this
was
and
going
these
to
and
ask
these
you
past
about it,
couple of
and
weeks have
then
been horrible. Like these past couple of weeks have been horrible. Like we're not going to be able to record at all the rest of today with me.
okay.
So just to give you that heads up, but like in general, it's like this week has been horrible, and I'm hoping next week is better. And then also, I got more stuff to tell you after. But let us move on to your character spotlight, sir.
Okay. My character spotlight this week
Oh
is
wait, no,
going
my
to
mic is
be.
loud. I have to be careful. I can't snore.
I thought you were saying I was loud, and it was because I had just leaned forward towards my microphone.
No, no, no. I
So,
was fake snoring, and then I realized, oh, my mic's loud. Never mind. He can hear me.
um, so this week I figured I would talk about a possible character that maybe down the road will be featured in a Supergirl film. Um, one of her villains. The name is Reactron. They first. Oh, jeez. You okay?
Yeah, I just didn't want to cough. Like I knew I needed to cough loud, and it was not going to go well. So I decided to go in the other room.
Is your microphone the same one that I got?
I don't know if it shuts off when I touch the top because it doesn't look like it does.
Is it lit up when you're using it?
Yeah.
Touch. Yep, it turns off. Yep. So
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Look at that.
Okay, continue.
Technology. So this character it's got a little bit on it. So like most of my spotlights, they're going to be short. This character was first introduced in the Daring New Adventures of Supergirl in June of 1983. Reactron's alter ego his name is Benjamin Crullen. He is a sergeant serving in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War alongside Joshua Clay. Let me just click on. So Joshua Clay is known as the Tempest, and he is actually a member of the Doom Patrol. So when Krullen massacres the inhabitants of a Vietnamese village, the shock triggers the activation of Clay's metahuman powers. Clay seemingly destroys Cullen with his energy blast and then goes AWOL. Krullen, instead of being killed, is transformed into a being capable of generating radioactive energy and concussive blasts. Calling himself Reactron, the living reactor, he surfaced years later and attacks the Doom Patrol. Later down the road, he then eventually fights Supergirl. This was in the pre-crisis era. He also has a little bit more story in the post-crisis. Reactron's origin and background are altered slightly in the after the Crisis of Infinite Earths. Instead of facing Supergirl in his instead of facing Doom Patrol and Supergirl, he faces Doom Patrol and Power Girl when he first arrives. Most of his pre-crisis continuity is intact, but it is now said that his previous battles involved Power Girl instead of Supergirl. Seemingly destroyed after overloading on Negative Woman's energy, Reactron resurfaces unharmed as a member of the Suicide Squad. Reactron reappears in the Superman New Krypton storyline with a new costume and ability. Recruited by Sam Lane as part of Project 7734, Reactron is equipped with a heart made of gold kryptonite and partnered with Metallo. Reactron and Metallo attack the city of New Krypton, where Reactron kills Zor-El, the father of Supergirl. As part of his participation in the project, Lex Luthor sends a robot double of himself with Brainiac on a mission to attack New Krypton, a new planet in Earth's solar system populated by the survivors of the Kryptonian city of Kandor. While there, the Luthor robots tamper with Reactron's body chemistry. Shortly after, Reactron kills himself, causing a chain reaction that destroys New Krypton and kills all but a handful of inhabitants. Powers and ability. Reactron is a metahuman with the ability to generate nuclear radiation and concussive blasts. Like I said, he is also equipped with a gold kryptonite heart, which allows him to briefly depower Kryptonians. In other forms of media, Reactron was actually in the Supergirl TV show, part of the Arrowverse as well. According to that, this version's name was shortened to Ben Krull and was a former nuclear engineer who was exposed to radiation amidst a terror attack that Superman thwarted, during which Ben's wife Alyssa died. Blaming Superman for her death, Ben built,
as we all do.
Yep, gotta blame somebody.
Yes.
So, blaming him for his death, Ben built an advanced biomedical exosuit that grants super strength, the ability to fly, and fire energy blasts. In pursuit of his revenge, he attacks Supergirl, only to be defeated by her and arrested. So that's actually kind of a stark difference from his comic book origins, which I think is interesting. But yeah, apparently I was looking up, Supergirl villains, and a lot of the lists saw this character as a big Supergirl villain.
Okay.
So I figured I'd give you a little, very small summary of it, because, if Supergirl is a success, then, down the road we could get more of her comic origins and whatnot, which would be cool.
No, I would agree. Interesting. So, for next week, we're going to be talking about the latest trailer or teaser trailer for Doomsday, which will be supposedly with the X-Men. We'll find that out, and then we're going to then talk about Batman Ninja or Ninja Batman.
Ninja Batman, and if there's any other trailers.
Yeah, if there's any other trailers, I'm thinking possibly not yet. I don't think, because I don't know. I maybe there's going to be one more for Wonder Man, but I don't think so. They might do one last big one the week before.
That's what I was going to say. I think Wonder Man will hold off unless they do, like, there were a lot of, like, I didn't send you them, but there were a lot of teaser promotions for this where it was like Marvel was releasing like articles where like, oh, Wonder Man hit show coming soon, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I like they could be doing that to hype up the show coming up, and then, like you said, one last big trailer before the show actually airs.
Makes sense.
That's my thought, but they do whatever they feel like doing. January is kind of like a low month for this stuff, so I guess so.
Well, yeah, December and January are normally a dull point in time. Normally,
yeah.
Mostly because December is all the Christmas stuff, and then you have January of people just trying to get back into a swing of things, and then things kind of go back to normal after that. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I'm still looking forward to Wonder Man. I'm a little disappointed that it's all coming out at once. However, I'm still excited. So we'll have to wait and see what happens then. So for now, if you made it this far into the video, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Scott and Mike signing out of the Black Heel Podcast. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.